everyone. Welcome to Dodo Biscuits. I'm Joseph Medalia. I'm here with my co-host, Dan Hoffman. Dave is working tonight at his real job. And we have a special guest, Reggie. Reggie is our special guest tonight. He has to go incognito because he's wanted by the FBI for
I thought he was Zorro.
Copyright infringement.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I'm notorious for copyright. So I have a GoFundMe if you'd like to donate to my case against the FBI, fighting against the FBI on my behalf. You could definitely find me at Reggie on GoFundMe. So thank you.
Make sure you get the right Reggie and not the fake Reggie.
Yeah.
Any Reggie's a good Reggie. It's a good name.
Yeah, it is a good name.
So our first topic tonight is the Spider-Man No Way Home movie poster. Apparently there's a lot of Easter eggs and spoilers in this poster. I don't know if anyone has seen it.
Oh yeah, they give away a couple things.
So everyone's seems to be quite obsessed with it. Some of the big things pointed out was the Dr. Octopus tentacles look very much like the Alfred Molina tentacles from the Tobey Maguire. Oh, okay.
We already knew that, man. Because it's at the end of the original, like the first trailer they put out, where it ends the trailer where he goes, "Hello, Peter," and it's like, "Oh, you're Doc Ock."
The other thing we see is the Willem Dafoe Green Goblin flying in the background. And then the lightning bolt is believed to be the Jamie Foxx Electro.
Which I'm most excited about is to see that character back.
And what was
it? He was in the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man sequel.
Some say the best Spider-Man.
For a long time I said yes. I said that. I said he was the best Spider-Man because I did not like how Tobey Maguire did Spider-Man, because it was every other scene was dude, stop crying. Spider-Man does not cry as much as you do.
He's going through a lot.
Well, Spider-Man 3, he was crying. We could blame that on Topher Grace mostly.
That Venom was disgusting. Venom was just horrible.
Sam Raimi didn't want to have that many villains, and he didn't want to. He was forced by the studio to make a lot of compromises.
He fucking sandwiched people in there.
But he wanted to, and then I don't know, the whole ending with the news reporter and the fighting, it was all just horrible.
Well, that was
Spider-Man 3, and then they reboot it with Amazing Spider-Man, and it's like, oh, this is nice, this is fresh. And then they make Amazing Spider-Man 2, and you're like, oh.
I never actually got through that whole movie, to be honest.
I got through it. I liked it. I had some issues. I had very many issues with that movie. Mostly with the Goblin.
Fernando was an extra in that movie. He'll be a host. He'll be a guest star on this show one day.
Oh Jesus!
He was in the background.
Hide your women.
He was in the background scene with Paul Giamatti, the Rhino scene.
Oh,
so
the first one or the second part?
The second, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh no, I mean like the first time that Giamatti was on the screen, or the second part?
The end.
Okay, when he was actually the Rhino.
I watched the whole movie. I didn't see him when I went to the theater, and I wasn't going to buy it on Blu-ray. But then Fernando's like, oh, no, I was in the end. So I bought it on Blu-ray. He's like, oh, they cut my part because then we don't see him. So I have this thing on Blu-ray because Fernando told me he was in it. But
oh my God.
But he did get paid. He did get paid to be an extra in it. So there is that.
That's better than nothing.
You get to share the studio space with Paul Giamatti. I mean, what more could you ask for?
A New York City street anyway, because that was filmed outside.
Oh, that's right. It wasn't like a green screen type of thing.
Yeah.
So the Rhino, or Paul Giamatti, was in a real Rhino suit?
Some kind of hybrid Rhino suit / green mechanism.
It's like very robotic.
Yeah.
So they didn't build that from scratch and put it on Paul.
No.
If
anything, it was probably just a big wooden prop that they had him just standing there, and he just moved around the arms. And it was basically just puppeteering it.
So did anyone hear if like Paul Giamatti bought the cast maybe some donuts, or did he do anything that was that helped endear himself to the cast or made it memorable?
Showed up, he did his lines, he went home. The kid in the scene kept messing up though. So
really?
That's what took so long.
Paul Giamatti was messing up?
No, not Paul Giamatti, the kid in the scene.
Oh, okay.
The little tiny Spider-Man kid kept screwing up his line or screwing up his blocking, and they had to keep resetting.
Oh, Jesus.
It's hard. I mean, I could imagine you're on the set with Paul Giamatti, and the kid has no idea how to respond. He's too nervous. He's probably sweaty. He's probably meeting his hero for the first time.
I'm sure that was what it was.
And so, of course, to deliver a line in that moment would be very difficult for even the most veteran of actors, I think.
Right. Getting back to Spider-Man No Way Home, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe third films they're actually hit or miss, right? I don't think if you look at them,
I'm going to say the Trail of Tears. I'm going to call it basically all the first movies of every single one were great, like Thor, Iron Man. Even though it was partially a Marvel movie, but they changed the actor. Incredible Hulk. But then they had like Thor 2, Iron Man 2 and 3.
I liked Iron Man.
I honestly 2 I liked. 3 I did not like.
3 was rough.
3 was horrible.
The third Thor movie was solid, and I thought the third Captain America movie was solid.
All the Captain America movies I thought were solid.
Yeah,
that was the one key figure of it, because his first Avenger, I thought at first I was like, oh, it is a little cringy, it is a little pushy. Like they really kind of like do a lot of things that I'm like, oh,
it's a very safe movie. The first Avenger,
yes,
movie. Captain
absolutely.
America, first Captain America.
The second one, the Winter Soldier, and then the third one, Civil War. Those were 2 of my favorite out of everyone. The Avenger movie, Age of Ultron, that was I'm gonna say a safe movie. It was definitely a safe movie, but it was more of a introduction to like better knowing Clint, Wanda, Pietro, and all the other characters. Whereas the first Avenger movie was just them just going, all right, this is the characters, this is how it's going to happen, this was the setup. It was basically the introduction of this is the setup.
It was combining the world. That first Avengers movie was very just, these are all the players we've been following for a few years. This is how it works. A lot was riding on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the second one, you got to kind of explore the characters more, which is what we wanted to do. And then the third one / fourth one, I don't know, do you count Avengers Infinity War as its own movie, or is it really a 2-part film?
I don't know, because technically it was Infinity Wars, then it was Endgame, which those 2 it was 2 separate movies, but they could have been one, but they wanted to make it so it was a separate one. So if they threw anything in the middle, they could market it as, oh yeah, we have X, Y, and Z, and you can like, this is all the shit, like all the stuff that happened during the middle of this, all the things that happened during this, like the upcoming Hawkeye spinoff, where they introduce the new Hawkeye. They basically have it set where it's like, it is that whole idea where this is all like everything that he did during the time that he did during the time of the crisis, or whatever have happened during between the blip. It was basically everything that happened during that, where it was like, okay, like
Hawkeye, I thought it's a Netflix TV show, and I thought it's post blip with him and his family.
Nope. It's Hawkeye is Disney Plus. It's after the blip, and everybody's back to normal.
Right.
And everything that he did during the blip comes back to haunt him because there's a girl that was following him throughout the blip, just learning how to be Hawkeye.
That's the girl, Haley Steinfeld.
And who else was in that?
That was the only three I remembered. It was her, Josh Brolin, and Jeff Bridges.
There's one more.
Matt Damon.
From Matt Damon. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
He played LaBeouf.
Yeah.
LaBeouf.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, no, that was a very good movie.
But I didn't see the original though.
But what was it with the No Way Home trailer, and also the IMDb page and the poster? There is actually several things they gave away also because they just recently took down, I'm gonna say, 4 of the 4 credited and uncredited actors that actually I was like made a lot bigger of a difference because you can see it on the poster if you look like hard enough. Like
Who'd
you
they take
see.
down?
So they took down. Basically, they took down the fact that Jamie Foxx was in the movie Electro. They took down the guy that was played. I forgot his name, but in Amazing Spider-Man 1, he played Kurt Connor.
Oh, okay.
So they took down the Lizard. They also took down. So we have at the moment you only know Alfred Molina, which is Doc Ock, William Dafoe, which they actually took him off. They actually took him off the crediting for this movie, even though they have him in the background of the poster. You can see him. If you look, like you said, if you look at the lightning bolt, it is the lightning bolt that Jamie Foxx throws in there. If you notice the sand, the dirt that's like flying up, it's not dirt, it's sand.
Sandman,
which is going to be Flint Marko from from Spider-Man 3. So Hayden Christensen? No, not Hayden Christensen. The guy. Oh, was that guy? Oh,
wow.
No,
not Hayden Christensen. I'm sorry.
Not Hayden
Hold on, I have the IMDb up.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah, Thomas Hayden Church. So he's going to be in that movie.
I heard Hayden.
And then they also threw in a little bit of like you can see a little bit if you look at the corners, and this is actually going me being like me throwing a stretch, but at the same time I'm like it might be a thing, it might not be a thing, but due to the fact that like if you did catch, this is a big spoiler, and it's not on DVD yet.
It's all speculation. Yeah, none of us have seen.
The movie, but this is a big no. This is actually it's speculation, but
it's fine.
This is something that's like if you look at the outskirts of the border,
mm-hmm.
You do see a black outline.
Oh, so you think Venom?
Yes. Also because the trailer, he's in a black suit running around. But at the same time, that's why I'm saying this is a big spoiler. If you do not want to be spoiled with this and you haven't seen this movie, Let There Be Carnage, this is going to spoil the shit out of the secret ending.
So here's
Venom. Do you think it is?
It's Tom Hardy. It is definitely Tom Hardy because
Topher Grace.
No.
I want that 70s show callbacks. Yeah. That's what I want.
Yep.
Yeah.
But no, they
I want to see James Franco. Is he going to be in it? I want Goblin too.
I don't think so.
They're cutting out all the best ones.
I know that. I'm a little upset by that.
I want my early 2000s heartthrobs.
But no, the way that the reason I'm saying it kind of takes away from the secret ending of that.
So
Let There Be Carnage.
Here's the thing, right? Marvel's become really big on these, and DC. They're obsessed with multiverses, which is a very comic book thing. You have multiverses. You have different incarnations of your characters.
Especially
but I feel like
Loki.
You do that when you really run out of story, and I don't feel like they've run out of story that they need to start dipping into their multiverse. But I think maybe either Sony or Marvel's taking advantage of the fact that they might lose their
they
deal
are losing
with the Marvel Cinematic Universe after this.
They're definitely losing because their box offices.
they're making a back
terrible.
door, and you're constantly going to get a Spider-Man movie out of Sony every few years because they don't want to lose the rights. So they're setting up this multiverse. So all of a sudden there'll be a shift in the multiverse, and you can still have Tom Hardy as Spider-Man, but not be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or something.
Well, no, that's why I'm saying it's a big spoiler for the teaser, the secret ending, because in the secret ending, basically,
all right, 1 minute.
So he's wanted for everything. He is now wanted because they know he has the symbiote. So he runs away and he finds himself a little paradise somewhere with Venom, and they're basically sitting out, doing their thing, doing what they need to do, and they out of nowhere find themselves like they feel this fluctuation, and all of a sudden they're sitting on the floor of a bedroom in a hotel that looks extremely nice, where originally they were sitting in a bed in like Tijuana that looked like shit. So then they look at the TV, and all of a sudden you just hear J. Jonah Jameson's voice come right over the TV going, "This is Public Enemy #1." And they say, and basically it's Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and you see Tom Holland's face.
Yeah.
And then he just looks at them, and like you both see them look at him and go, "Who is this?" And then all of a sudden somebody comes in, he's like, "Why the hell are you in my room?" "I'm drunk," and walks out the door. So, but like I said, the edges of the outline look like they have the Venom like black suit. So this might be the black suit coming into play.
Next topic, or last topic, we only have 2 topics this week. Actor Dean Stockwell dies at age 85 today. He actually died today on November 9th.
Today? Oh,
yeah.
What about Sean Connery?
Sean Connery's been dead for a few years now.
Yeah, they kept putting his thing up.
I don't know. Yeah.
I got a thing. Sean Connery dies at 90. At 90, I'm like, oh, did Sean Connery die the other day?
He's been dead for a while, Sean Connery.
Oh wow.
Dean Stockwell was let's see. He began his 7-decade acting career as a child in the 1940s. This is as per the New York Times. Later had key roles in Long Day's Journey into Night, 1962, and Blue Velvet in 1986. While also making his mark on television, most notably as the cigar-smoking Al Calavici on the hit science fiction series Quantum Leap. Oh, he died Sunday. Excuse me. He did not die.
Oh, wait. So Al died?
Yes, Al from Quantum Leap died. Dean Stockwell.
Wow. Shit.
Blowing your mind here. Connery's been dead for years. I
kept trying to figure out who the hell it was. I'm like, and I kept looking at the picture going, I don't recognize this guy.
Yeah,
and I went through his IMDb, and I didn't see that.
He worked with Frank Sinatra.
He did. He worked with Sinatra in the early roles.
Yeah.
Worked with Gene Kelly and Sinatra in Anchors Away in 1945.
He was also the first person to win 2 acting awards at Cannes Film Festival, but he had to share both of the awards with his co-stars.
That is correct. He's reading the same article as me.
What I remember, one of the big things I remember about him is that he made guest appearances on both the Twilight Zone in 1959 and the Twilight Zone in 1985.
I mostly know him as Al from Quantum Leap, which is a very specific sci-fi show. There's, I don't know, people either love it or they've never seen it. I don't think I've ever met anyone who hated it, though.
I definitely recognize the name, did not hear about it or hear of it, or like know what it was until looking Dean Stockwell up myself today.
I knew
he was also a lot. In Battlestar Galactica. He was one of the spoiler alert Cylons in BSG.
Well, he's technician for a while, and then they actually, like you said, he was on the crew for like a long time, and then he became.
He was one of the preachers. They brought him in toward the end of season 2, and then they threw the twist in pretty much at the end of that episode that he was a Cylon. And then he was like the main villain on the show, the main Cylon villain.
Did you know he auditioned for the role of Michael Corleone in The Godfather?
I did not know that. Did he get it?
No.
How different would that movie have been, huh?
He's that good of an actor. He probably could have pulled it off.
Yeah.
Definitely would have been a different
It works.
take.
No, it definitely works because he's like spending time with his family. That makes sense. If you're going to be in a mafia movie, if your number one hobby is to spend time with your family, the mafia is a family. Also like traveling, and also he had to travel to Italy in The Godfather if he did get the part. So that's reading books is always important because you got to read scripts, painting, and listening to music. And there's some great music in The Godfather.
No direct information on how he died, but he was 85, so it's probably related to some kind of drugs or something like that. That's a joke. That's a joke. Please don't sue me, Al.
That wasn't one of his number one hobbies that I see on IMDb, or that I knew from the top of my head.
What, snorting coke?
Mostly related to old age, not drug use.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say, I'm like, I'm 100% sure he probably did not die of drug overdoses and stuff. It was probably old age and like some kind of like mesothelioma or something like that.
He was survived by his two children.
Though when John Entwistle died of The Who, they found cocaine in his system. And his doctor had told him, don't go on this tour, it'll kill you. And he died in the middle of the tour.
Oh my goodness.
And that was back in 2002, 2003, something like that.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
well, actually, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please continue. Because I know I have something to add to that. According to Katharine Hepburn, biographer Charles Higham, the actress became so upset with Stockwell when he showed up on the first day of shooting, Long Day's Journey into the Night. I know you guys maybe heard of that. That was made in 1962. Yeah. He showed up with a bottle of vodka. She almost struck him. That's what he said, for showing up so unprofessionally. And when she discovered that he found the set very cold, she bought him a coat. So it ended up working out.
Well, Hepburn got a little twitchy in her old age. She was known to like stop in the middle of like a live performance and berate someone for talking too much. She got a little twitchy.
She's a pros pro.
Does a pros pro stop performing? I don't know about that.
She knows.
Oh, I was gonna say she's basically what was it, Morrissey? Just out of nowhere, motherfuckers. You guys, you come up on stage trying to hug my ass. No, walk off stage.
Yeah, she's worked with the best, and when I could imagine a younger Dean Stockwell comes on set with a bottle of vodka, it's just that's not what you're doing. Not with Katharine Hepburn around. But that's, I guess, what made Dean Stockwell so special.
Somebody breaking into your house, Dan? What is going on? Was that you, or was that Matt? There
are people that live upstairs from me, so.
The only thing I'm looking
at. My name's
like
Reggie, by the way.
My cat like randomly is just like peeking his head up and then kind of like dropping it down. So I'm like, "You watching me?"
Oh, okay. I heard the noise and I saw Dan look, but it happened at Reginald's location instead. I'm sorry.
That's all right. For all you don't know, Matt's my brother.
Yeah, sorry.
We look a lot alike. No, but so what do you remember most about Dean Stockwell? What was your favorite thing? I guess Quantum Leap was your favorite, or his guest appearances on. What was he a guest on? What show? Later on in life.
He actually did. It was Star Trek Enterprise. He did a cameo on there, and his co-star from Quantum Leap, Scott Bakula, was the star of Star Trek Enterprise. So they had this episode.
The commander for that year.
He was a villain on that episode though. So you saw them like fighting with each other, but their acting rapport was so always there. Like those two were just a good on-screen couple, so to speak. The way they played off each other. So the episode, it was sad because he was a bad guy, so you wouldn't get to see him anymore. But it was cool that he made the cameo on Enterprise.
Did you watch Battlestar Galactica?
I did. Yes. What about you, Daniel?
Nope.
You never watched the 2004 BSG reimagining?
Nope.
You're a traditionalist?
I never liked it. It was just, there was too many, like, I always felt it was more, it was too Star Trek, it was too this, it was too that. I always, like, too much space stuff.
No,
I always thought it was.
I'm not talking about the original. Stuff. I'm talking about the remake.
No, not even that. I thought it was too much space stuff, so I was like,
highly recommend.
Blew it off.
You check out the remake. Change your life.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I've never watched either rendition. What was the show? Is it better than Kevin Sorbo's show, The Andromeda? I think it was called. Is it better?
Yes,
Andromeda was a Gene Roddenberry, like they pulled it out of like his trash bin or something.
And is it better?
Tacked his name on it.
Is it better than that show? Is it better than Kevin Sorbo's performance? Was Stockwell in this show better than Kevin Sorbo?
I've only seen one episode of Andromeda, so I couldn't judge.
A lot of people on my Twitter feed are asking. Yeah. They always compare the two, Dean Stockwell and Kevin Sorbo.
Never watched it.
No.
A lot of polls out there that are going back.
The original Battlestar Galactica was just like the television version of Star Wars, you know. And the 2004 remake was like, what would it be like if mankind had to travel in space? Dan, you would love that show. I think you should watch it. Well, that concludes our show for today. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Hopefully Dave will be back next week. I have nothing to plug. All my stuff's been plugged. Dan, you got anything going on?
Unfortunately, I do not. I do not have anything going on until this thing heals.
All right, so you can get the latest information from me from I like to play with toys productions.com. And Dan is at, where are you located?
Shaggy GB, it's my cosplay handle, or that's on Facebook. Just look up Shaggy GB and you'll find my silly ass in the Ghostbuster suit. Or you can find me on Instagram with Shaggy1331.
And Reggie, what about you? What do you got going on?
Well, you can't find me anywhere on the web right now. This is an exclusive, and I don't want to waste too much time with plugging my own, my own things, because I really don't have anything. I just thought I'd end showing a nice Dean Stockwell quote.
Okay.
I started at a very early age in this business, and I'm sure most of you have read stories about people who started as children and ended up in the very difficult lives and bad consequences. It's not the easiest life in the world, but then no life is easy.
Great.
Dean Stockwell.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Poignant.
Very interesting for what will probably be our last episode. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Until next time.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I like to play with toys.